walls of a Four Seasons loft. In Austin, I stalled, paused. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, look at her vibe. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected. Often mirrors appear clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you conceive.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and it is Tuesday, the day after a rainstorm and all the good stuff, and a Thunder victory last night in the second game of the, let's call it the pre-Summer League warm-up in Salt Lake City, which, you know, the Summer League actually starts in Vegas, but OKC always plays in the Utah, which is a warm-up, and it's usually the same teams. Us, Philly, Grizzlies, and Utah. So it's usually the same teams. And, of course, the Grizzlies have always given us issues in preseason. I don't know what it is with that. And then, of course, we took care of business last night against the Sixers. And Topic did not look good at all last night. But at the same time, you know, it's his second game. The thing that I liked about him last night versus the first game is that he was shooting more. He took more shots, more threes. I wanted to see him knock down his three. Hey, Angel, what's up? I'm excited about that. Okay. By the way, Angel, did you do your list of your top 10 coach players of all time? I did my list, which we'll go over here in a little while. So anyway, part of what I was looking for last night, I got to see. Topic took care of the basketball better. 2 turnovers compared to 7. I watched him shoot the ball a lot more. He still. I believe he'll shoot about this many times, around 8 to 11 times this year. Okay, cool, sweet Angel. I think that he'll shoot about the same amount of times during the year based on the team based on the rotations and him playing in our system. He is smaller than what I thought he was. The more I really looked at him, I'm like, he is thin, but that being said, you know, he is a European player. He's going to be over here in nutrition and everything. And then last year, remember, he's still going to be like Chet. He's still a year behind. You know, because Chet, first year he got hurt. The second year he came back, we won 57 games. Last year we won, 68 or whatever, but he was still hurt. So when I look at what his progression has been, and you look at what Topic's, his progression will be, is that I think he has the body to get a little bit more physically stronger. But that being said, I love his handles. I love his shiftiness. He is a lot more offensively. I like him a little bit better than I do Josh. Passing wise, they're almost a lot like. I mean, they're really, really equal as far as that's concerned. They see the floor really, really well. He's like Josh. He's very unselfish. I mean, there was a play last night on a step back where I thought he was going to shoot the ball, and he hits the cutter coming through the middle for the layup. So those are things that I think that you see in him that you saw in Josh, the same thing. So we'll see. What's up, Burgess? Topic almost looks ready to give him and pull him. No, Burgess, I want to see him at least play one, maybe 2 games in the summer league in Vegas. Burgess, I kind of want to see him in that environment. Like I said, when you looked at what he did against Memphis is more us, it's more physical, more athletic, and it's the West, and we struggle. Then you go against the East team, which where were we last year? 29-1. Overall, what were we 20? what were we overall against them, including the playoffs? What were we? 33-4 against the East, counting the playoffs. So counting the NCAA, counting the NBA Finals. So it's a little bit different. So tonight against Utah, we'll see I think a little bit different of a game. Again, will be first game Topic, Memphis, very aggressive, athletic. I liked him better because he was scoring, shooting less threes, but at the same time, I liked his movement when he turned the ball over 7 times. This game, he was much more aggressive shooting the three, but yet still the same way taking care of the basketball, but yet he was able to still see the floor. So I liked that part of what I saw from him. But again, I still want to see him in Vegas against some more teams just to kind of get a good feel for what he really is. But I like what I've seen thus far from him. Now, last night I'm going to give him probably a C. Last night I gave him a B in game 1. I'll probably give him a C. Defensively, he got some steals, but he's still, to me, he's going to worry me a little bit more on the defense because he's got to get used to playing for in the NBA in American basketball versus European basketball. They're two totally different things. So I think he's going to have to get accustomed more to our style of basketball, which you can see now with NIL. You see more of the European basketball players coming to college over here instead of staying over there playing against men. It's not the same thing. Yeah, you're playing against men, but that's over there. It's not. The men there and the men here are not the same men. And so when you see the different styles of play and what's going on overseas versus here, it's a completely different story. So I like the fact that more and more of these kids are starting to come to America to play, to get accustomed to the athleticism. Because as Wimby said, European basketball is more physical because it's played on the floor. And American basketball is more athletic because it's played in the air. So it took him a while to get accustomed to it, even though he had the blood clot, and, I'm sure that he'll be fine for that. But, you have to worry about those type of things when your European basketball players coming from Europe over here directly. You look at Marco Rubio. He was supposed to be this great guy, and he was Ricky Rubio, supposed to be this great guy. He's this and that. He came over here. No. Luka came over here, and he still was a beast. But now he's starting to catch up to him. So Luka's going to have to get, because I saw this stat on how many dunks Luka had his rookie year versus how many he had since then. Why? Because he gained more weight. He's coming over here like, oh, this is the same as over there. No, it's not. But he was, 5-time All-NBA or whatever he was in his first 4-time or whatever it is, All-NBA. So he's a beast, and I think he'll come back with a vengeance this year. And you look at what the Lakers did with getting DeAndre Ayton, what they'll be. So the Thunder's road is going to be tougher, which means Topic's road is going to be tougher. But the beautiful thing about him is, even though he's supposed to be a lottery pick, remember, he's supposed to be a lottery pick, one of the top 5 picks, but because of his knee, it was allowed him to be taken by us by the 12 because we could afford to draft him and waste a draft pick. I don't want to say waste. I guess that's not a good word. But we could afford to draft someone and let them sit for a year. So it's not really a waste, but it is kind of. But we could sit because of who we were and what kind of team we had. We could afford to give him time to get healthy, grow, get back in shape, and come in and be a piece of a team and not the piece, and not have that pressure on him to be the man. So now he can come in and he can just figure out where he's going to belong. But the Thunder still has issues that we have to figure out what we're going to do. Angel, Luka getting a pass because gets a pass, but he needs to lock in, and he may look like, well, Nico doesn't look an idiot because he got the first pick. What were their chances? 3% chance of getting the number 1 overall pick, and they did it, or 2% or something ridiculous. But it ended up being a good thing for the Mavs. And I believe, hey, Alex, what's up? Luka's MVP season is coming this year, maybe. And you got to remember, though, what I'm going to push back is that, Alex, is this. SGA, to me, should have won 2 years ago. Last year. He did win this year. Well, actually, it's now moving on. So I will say last year, 2024. I believe he's coming. Now, Luka was in the argument 2 years ago, or last year, in the argument when he was with the Mavs because that year was fantastic. So, but Luka, do I believe Luka could win MVP? Yes, I do believe Luka could win MVP, but I still think, it's a 1.8% chance. Yeah, I knew it was something ridiculous. The chances of them winning the championship, I knew, of getting the number one overall pick, I knew it was something ridiculous. But Nico pulled it off. The Mavericks pulled it off, and the fact that they did get to get Cooper Flag. It's going to be, I mean, their team is, like I said yesterday, they're going to be dangerous. They're going to be dangerous. They're going to be dangerous. The Nuggets are going to be dangerous because they got the big fella, and then what they added. Houston is definitely going to be because of they added Dorian Finney-Smith and KD. Now, Clint Capella, yeah, he's going to be a nice little piece in addition off the bench as far as, their rotation. Yes, 100%. And then Steven Adams is Steven Adams. Isaiah Ihart replaced him in our eyes, giving you an extra shot on the offensive end, giving you another offensive rebound in order to give you another possession. That's what Steven Adams is going to bring to them. He was getting cooked, but he can't play defense. Luka cannot play defense, and a lot of times he even try. That's the issue I have. Try to play some defense. Try to play, and that's like I said, watching Topic the last two games. He's decent defensively. He's okay, but at least give me an effort. And to play on Oklahoma City's team, you're going to have to give an effort defensively. But if you can't play defense, you can't play defense. And I don't care who you are. If the playoffs, if they realize you can't play defense, they're going to attack you. Isaiah Joe, they attacked him. You can't play him, especially if he's not coming down, knocking down threes. And what did I say? Put him in. If he misses his first three, take him out immediately because if he's not knocking down shots, he can't play because you can't give up buckets. Low-key had a Halliburton run. So Angel says low-key had a Halliburton run. Now I think about, I don't know if people are hyping him up. I'm not going to say what Angel said, but I'm not sure if people are hyping him up so much, Angel. But Luka can play. You got to remember that draft of him, Trey, and SGA. That's a hell of a draft. And Hallie. Hallie wasn't with that draft, but that's a hell of a draft. That's a hell of a draft. It's one of the best point guard drafts in history, I think. So, but when you look at it, you think about where we are. And I still think the Thunder are missing a piece. We're missing a shooter. Now, what to me Topic now has solidified in my mind that he could come in with that group of J-Dub, him, Queso, Caruso. I don't think Wiggins will be here, okay? And the big fella, Isaiah Hartenstein. So that would be, J-Dub, Topic, Kaysen, Caruso, and Ihart. That start that second and fourth quarter. I think you can legitimately put those groups together very easily because now you have a point guard, which means what do you do with A.J. Mitchell, whom I really like, and I got Hotspot Casino loves, and so that's kind of what do you do with A.J. Mitchell, who is just looking, he looks like a man among boys. He really does. But once again, that's because he got so many minutes playing in the league with the starters with the group in the NBA. What do you have, 35 games or something? He had way more than that. But anyway, you could see him. It's like this. When I played for the USA team, okay, and when you're going and you're playing with 12 of the top players or the 11 other top players in the country, and you're all on one team, that means you go against each other every day practice. I'm going against Sleepy Floyd. I'm going against Fat Lever. I'm going against these guys every day in practice. So that's going to make me much better. So when I come back to play at OSU, I'm doing whatever the hell I want to whoever I want, whenever the hell I want, because you're used to playing against this competition. And you can see that's what A.J. Mitchell has done. By playing, getting so many key minutes and key situations and playing so much last year for the Thunder as far as the actual team, then that allowed him, now coming back here, he's playing against guys, and he's just doing whatever the hell he wants. Whatever. He can get to his spot or do whatever. He just is. So when I look at AJ Mitchell, I really like him, but they're trying to play him and Topic together to see if they can do AJ Mitchell, Topic, J-Dub, Kaysen, or Caruso with iHeart or with Chet. So those two to play together. Now the question is, both of them seem like guys who like to have their hands on the ball. Now what's going to happen when they play with SGA? You're going to bring the ball up, and then when you get across half court, SGA going to have the ball in his hands because as a fan, who the hell do you want the ball in your hands? SGA, AJ Mitchell, or Nikola Topic, or Nikolai, whatever. I don't want to mess up his name, so I'm just calling Topic. Who do you want with the ball in their hands? Well, we want SGA with the ball in his hands. So those are things they will work out, and they will get a feel. But I see that because I remember last year when they were playing AJ with SGA, at first he was handling the ball, and then the conversation happened. They come back out the next set, and SGA was the one with the hands on his ball. So that made a huge difference. Let me see. Sorry, guys. That's okay. Sorry about that. We had some issues for tonight for my work. Anyway, so so they played together. So I don't know if something was said, but AJ Mitchell came back out the second time, and all of a sudden he was a two guard. So can you catch and shoot? Can Topic catch and shoot, which I saw him doing a lot of last night, catching and shooting and worrying about, because if you're going to play with SGA, you got to be a guy who can catch and shoot the basketball. You can't be a guy that has the hand in his ball, because SGA is going to have to be the one he's the MVP. He's one of the best players in the league, top three. I still think it's Jokic, Giannis and him, or Jokic, him and Giannis. However you want to put it, that's the way I look at the pecking order of the top three players in the league. So when you got that along, these guys are going to have to figure out, how do I play? Where do I fit in? Where is my game going to be best associated with? So that's what they've got to figure out themselves, and I think that they will. But last night overall, here are the stats from last night, and when you look at it, I was just like, man. But like I said, for me with Topic, it was about me figuring out where he was going to fit in and what his shooting shot was like. What was he going to do? And I've learned a lot watching him play this first time around, watching him play. Alex, yes, I agree. He should have been the 2024. I still think SJ should have been the 2024 Player of the Year, MVP, but Luka was right in there. But I agree. But anyway, when you look at the Thunder now, Barnheiser, he hasn't impressed me at all. He really hasn't. We'll see. I'm still waiting to see what he does, but he hasn't done anything. Topic, 2 for 13, 0 for 6 from 3. Like I said, I like the fact he was doing that, but he did knock down his free throws. 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 TOs versus 7 the night before. So I like that. Personal foul, 6. But once again, they're going to attack him and they're going to come at him. AJ Mitchell, doing AJ Mitchell stuff. He was 3 for 11. He took some shots. He was just kind of funny to me what he was doing. But 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, 2 blocks, 5 turnovers, which was a lot. But you can just see, I just like him a lot. I just really like AJ Mitchell a whole lot. And he's just a man among boys. Everybody else, I think our group is okay. Youngblood played okay to me. Like I said, everybody just played okay to me. It wasn't. No one really stood out to me. AJ Mitchell was doing like he does. Topic, I was really focused on watching him play. But last night game, even though we won, it was tough to watch. It really was. All the fouls and free throws. It was just, what did we shoot? We shot 38 free throws, and I forget what they shot, 50-something free throws. It was hard to watch last night. And I hate watching bad basketball, and last night was bad basketball. But like I said, I'm looking for specific things. I'm looking for Topic, the way that he moves. So I'm looking for specific things. But that last night was just, man, it was hard to watch. It really was, and I'm sure it was hard for you guys to watch it as well. So, but anyway, I like what I'm seeing thus far from him. I do want to wait and see him in the summer league itself to see what's going to happen there. So now let's talk about the question of the day. Okay, let's talk about the question of the day. Now, when I was doing this, this was some hard. I mean, I changed it 2 or 3 times. Yes, we do have a good drafting squad. They always get steals and sleepers. They have this time around, not the first time around, Angel, but this time around, I agree with you. But here's my question of the day. It took me some while, and I kind of struggled a little bit with my top 10 because Robert Ory was just a beast, but he did not do it for a length of time. So that was my problem with him. So here's my top 10 clutch players of all time. And what I mean by clutch, these are guys that if I need to make a shot, if I have to have a shot to win a game, here's the group of guys that I have down here of my all-time, if you've got to make a bucket, okay? MJ number 1, Larry Bird number 2, KD number 3. I know Oklahoma City fans get mad at me about KD, but he led the league in game-winning, game-tying shots for 4 or 5 years in a row, 4 years in a row, 4 out of 5 years, his last 5. So, I'm sorry, I watched him win many games for us, keep us in games, so I'm putting KD there. Jerry West, I know most of you guys don't remember him, but his nickname was Mr. Clutch. Okay? So you have to put him in there. Kareem, the big fella, if I have to have a bucket, I want the big fella in the game. Sorry, I just do. Kobe, 6, SGA 7. And I struggle with this one because SGA had a 61% field goal percentage last year. The last 2 minutes of a game. So I struggle with this one over Kobe. But Kobe's going to give me a little bit more defensively. He's going to give me a lot more defensively than SGA. But so I'm going to give Kobe a slight advantage, and I struggle with that one. I really did. Steph at number 8, Dame number 9, and then Reggie Miller number 10. So I struggled a little bit with this list, trying to figure out. Angel says I have to adjust my list a bit. I did best shooters, but it's basically the same. Yeah. What I did is the only one I put defensively was Kobe and SGA. I had to figure out what was the separation between the two. Okay, MJ best defensive player. Period. Kobe best defensive player. Bird decent defensive player. Okay. KD good defensive player. Okay. Jerry West decent. Kareem very good defensive player. Steph okay. Dame okay. Reggie Miller okay. So my determining factor was only defensively between Kobe and SGA. So, but if you got to make a bucket and I got to have a shot and you got to win a game, and when you look at this list, MJ 6 rings, Bird has 3, KD 1, Jerry West, I think Jerry West has 1, Kareem 5 or 6, Kobe 5, SGA 1, Steph 4, Dame none, Reggie none. So, I don't know if I necessarily was going by rings, but the person with the most rings is at the top. I don't know if that's a definite sign for it, but this is kind of how I broke it down for my question of the day, and this is how I did it. And it's just, I mean, it's subjective, but I've watched all of these guys play, number 1. I watched all of them do their thing, number 2. And I just watched them continue just to be great and be able to do the things that I needed to do. I'm sorry, guys. This thing just came across with about them waving Damian Lillard. I just don't. I don't understand Milwaukee, but of course that's Milwaukee, and it's not the Thunder. So that's the Milwaukee Bucks fans' issues. But anyway, guys, this is my list. What do you think? Alex, did you get your list together? Burgess, did you do a list? Angel, what is your list? And give me your opinion on what you think. So, like I said, this is just my list of all the players I've seen. And what I feel like the best my best group. That's the best way to put it. I mean, it's subjective, and like I said, I struggled and I changed, and I can't remember because I did have Robert Ory on it. I currently had I had Robert Ory on there because he made so many game winning shots, and but I took him off because of the fact that that I just felt like I just don't know. It just kind of touched me. Let me see. Angel says. Angel said he did not discuss big man. I'm talking about clutch shooters. You're talking about players. If you got to make a bucket, and you are young, so don't worry about no. Angel, don't worry about my list. This is only players you've seen. These are people I've seen. John, Ray Allen, honorable mention, 100%. I struggled with Ray Allen. I struggled with Robert Ory. I struggled with Kawhi. I had Kawhi in there. There's a bunch of guys that I struggled with, but when this was my ultimate thing, John. Shea is crazy. Yeah, Shea is crazy. I had to put Shea in there. He plays for us, and we've watched him. So how do we not put Shea in there? You know what I'm saying? I got to put Shea in there because how many games he's won for us in the last 5 years? Defense sets up, SGA closes the door. So, but my top 5 list, I saw Larry Bird, and I saw Jerry West, and I saw Kareem. So I cannot take those guys out because I watched them and watched them play. And remember, Jerry West, they called him Mr. Clutch. That was his nickname, Mr. Clutch. But I guess I could have did an honorable mention, John. But yes, Ray Allen would have definitely been on my honorable mention. I don't know who you guys would have had on there besides. I mean, who else would you put in there, guys? I mean, who? I mean, I did say Kawhi. I did say that. But I mean, who do you put in there? I mean, Reggie Miller. I mean, I was like, guys. I mean, it's Chauncey Billups, Big Shot Chauncey. I mean, what he did for Detroit. But my thing is this: did you do it for 1 year or 2 years, or did you do it for your career? And that had a lot to do with it as well. I mean, I watched Kareem do it for his career for 20 years, be clutch. I don't have LeBron in here because of the simple fact that I don't consider LeBron a person that if the game was on the line, I want the ball in his hands. I just don't do it. Okay, Angel, here's Angel still. MJ, Steph Curry, Larry Bird, Kobe, Jerry West, Reggie Miller, Klay Thompson, Dame, Kyrie. Are you talking about Petrovic from the Nets? Is that who you're talking about? He was a beast. I almost put Kyrie in there. He would be honorable mention for me. Klay would another be honorable mention. So honorable mentions would be Ray Allen, would be Klay Thompson, would be Kyrie, and Drazen Petrovic. Drazen was just a monster. I agree with that. But I don't know if I would have Steph up there that high on my list. But I did have him. I did have him. I'm not going to put him in front of Jerry West. There's no way. But these are guys that you have seen play. But the honorable mention, 100%, Angel, Klay, Kyrie, and Drazen Petrovic. I agree with all three of those, along with Ray Allen would be an honorable mention, John. Those would be my honorable mention. I'd have to throw those in there, yes, sir. Let me see. Kobe shot 20% from the field on game-winning shot, tying shots late in the fourth quarter and in the playoffs. Statistically, he's the most unclutched star in NBA history. Relative to recommend relative stats like that. Yeah. Okay. I can't argue with your comment there at all. But the way I look at it is the reason why, like I said, is that defensively and offensively, to me, is why I put him there, because the plays that he made defensively. Because remember in the championship game when he 0 for whatever, 12 points, whatever in Game 7. But how many steals did he have? How many blocks did he have? Things like that. So hands on the ball. Those are things. The reason why I put him in there. But so that was my qualifying for putting Kobe that high. But yes, I agree with you with him taking shots. I agree with you 100%. Okay, Paran, I'm with you there. That's the one thing that bothered me with that. So that's why I put him in there. That's the only reason why I put him in there, because I agree with you. I went back and thought about all the shots that he missed and stuff like that. But if I gotta have him on the floor at the end of the game to make a play to win a game, I gotta throw him up there. That's why I put him ahead of. Let me see. Angel says it seems like you've seen a bunch of game-winning shots, threes from Steph Curry. Yes, kinda, but like to me, what made me put Steph up there is when you look at the Olympics, what he did this year, and then when you go back before that. Okay, Steph, over the length of time, he didn't do it so much for me over his whole career. He's been clutch more lately, yes, but he didn't do it enough over time for me, if that makes any kind of sense, Angel. And that's kind of how I looked at it. And like I said, Perrin has a great story right there for Kobe. I agree, but this is why I put him in there. With Steph, yeah, but he didn't do it long enough for me. Him and Dame both, but Dame, I still remember him busting, because I still remember Russell Westbrook pissing Dame off when he played in the Thunder during a regular season game. And I never forget, he was shooting. He had like 13 points. He was struggling. And Russell said something to him, and he looked at Russell, and he went off on us. I think he had 40, and then he had 50. He just went off on us, and it's been killing us ever since. So I think that's part of why I did that. Buddy, where's Bron? The reason why I didn't put Bron in there, as I said earlier, was because at the end of a game, LeBron doesn't want to go to the free throw line. You can see it. He will pass the ball first. That's why I don't have Magic in there, because they will pass the ball to someone else first before they will look at taking the game on the line. That's why I don't have Bron in there, and I said that earlier. Hey, what's up, Nathan Taylor? How you doing, man? You been on for a while?
Man. Oh no, just 30 seconds.
Okay, what's up, brother? We're doing our top 10 lists of all time, and clutch players of all time, huh?
Oh, clutch players, not goats.
No, clutch players.
Players?
Yeah, clutch players. Braun is clutch, no doubt. I hate it when they say he isn't. Angel, my problem with LeBron is, like I said, that's why I didn't have Magic. You don't think Magic is clutch?
Did you have Isaiah in your top 10?
No.
No?
My top 10 is MJ, Larry Bird, KD, Jerry West, Kareem, Kobe, SGA, Steph, Dame, and Reggie Miller.
That's a good list, man.
So that's my list. And then, honorable mention would be Ray Allen, Klay Thompson, Kyrie, Trevon Petrovic. I don't know if you saw Petrovic play before he got hurt. I don't know if you saw Petrovic when he was with the Jersey. He was ridiculous. Drazen. Ridiculous, bro. That was a great pick. That was a great line by Angel.
Let me look a little bit. But, you can keep going. That's a good list, though, man. I
Yeah.
can't really argue too much with that.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't have MJ number one, is smoking something.
Yeah, but anyway, so with Angel's having a discussion, but the list makes sense. This is just, my reasoning why I agree with a lot of y'all. Why somebody you defense and having someone in and someone not in. But this is why I put the list of why I put the list and why I did not have somebody on there. It wasn't because I don't think they're clutch, like I don't have Magic. The same reason why I don't have LeBron, because they're looking to make a play first before they would be looking to score a basket themselves.
Let me add a couple to honorable mentions.
Okay.
Dirk was pretty.
Dirk
clutch, wasn't
Dirk Nowitzki would be a nice clutch player, but he was soft as cotton candy. He they
he?
should have won.
He was, but he won
but
a
yeah,
title,
clutch.
man.
Yeah, he should have won it the year before they were better.
That's right. Okay, Dame Lillard. Did you say him?
Dame Lillard's in the honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
yeah.
Okay. What about?
No, I have Dame Lillard as my number 9. He's number 9 on my clutch player.
Number 9. Okay. What about Robert Horry? Did you say
Okay.
Robert Horry?
Yeah, I left Robert Horry out because he didn't do it long enough. Joe says Tyree is more clutch than SGA. I don't know about Kyrie Irving. Are you Tyrese Maxey? Joe, are you talking about Tyrese Maxey?
You're smoking something, dude.
No. If you're talking about Tyrese Maxey, no way, bro. No way is Tyrese Maxey more clutch than SGA. But I will say this.
Paul, maybe?
But I'm going to say this.
Mention?
Well, hold on. No, I wouldn't put Chris Paul in there. I will say Tyrese Maxey, if he plays for another 3 years and continues to do what he does, Joe, then yes, I will throw Tyrese Maxey in there. But he hasn't done it long enough for me.
Dude,
He's only done it a couple years.
I got to disagree with you on Robert Horry. I know he didn't do it, but let me phrase it. He didn't play like the other guys that you're talking about. But it seems like every shot that got hit was a big shot.
Yeah, but you got to remember though, he only did it over a 3 or 4 year span.
Oh,
no,
won
for
like
the
7 titles,
I know,
man.
but he didn't do that for 7 titles.
Dude,
He won 7. No, hold on. He won 7 titles, but he wasn't the one making shots for 7 titles. He did it for the Lakers twice, and he did it once for San Antonio.
San Antonio. Didn't he do it for who was the other team you want to say?
Houston.
Houston, yeah, that's right, Houston.
But I'm saying he only really made big shots for those 3 or 4 championships. That's it. 3 championships. He didn't do it for 7.
I mean,
And he didn't do it consistently over his career. You just remember his big moments. I agree.
That's right.
I didn't have him in there. Honorable mention, yes, I said that. But honorable mention, yes.
Jimmy Butler. Did you do anything with Jimmy Butler?
Let me see. Shea is not top 10 though. Hasn't done enough. Let's see, Packer.
Dude, he won a title.
This is how I look at it. I've been watching SGA from the time he got to Oakland for the Thunder. And for the last, since 2020, since after the bubble, we have won games with our defense, number 1, and number 2, SGA closing the door. Those are facts. He's been doing this for 5 years. The problem is you guys have only been watching the Thunder for 3 years. I've been watching him for a lot longer than that. I've been watching him since 2021 when he did it, and we started doing the show at the end. This is the 3rd year, so we've been coming on 4th year. We've done 300 shows. So I'm just telling you what I've been watching SGA. We started watching him at the end of 20. The year, what did we win? 23 games or whatever, 22 games, whatever that year. We started watching him at the end. And then the next year we won 40. And then the next year we won 57. And then next year we won 68. So I've been watching him since then. And I'm telling you, the difference has been our defense has set us up and SGA's closed the door. That's why I stick him in there, because I've been watching him and I've been watching the Thunder. You guys have just been watching the Thunder for a few years.
Did you mention Paul Pierce?
I don't put Paul Pierce in there as clutch.
You don't put Paul Pierce in?
You know what, Nathan? I'll give him an honorable mention, top 20.
Okay.
I give him a top 20.
This is not exactly what you're talking about, but I just Googled most buzzer beaters in NBA history.
Okay.
Obviously, Michael Jordan has the most, number 9.
Well, he shot the most, probably.
Yeah, you're right. Kobe Bryant and Joe Johnson are actually tied for number 2 at 8.
Well, our guy Perrin had Kobe shooting 20% from the field on game-winning shots, game-time shots.
That's crazy.
I know. So Kobe took a lot of shots, but the reason, like I said, Nathan, this is the reasoning behind my list. Angel says the truth. I'm gonna give Paul Pierce some in, even though I hate him because he was at Kansas. Maybe a little bias on me because of KU. He's a KU guy.
Sure.
This is why I struggled. I have MJ number 1 because him and Bird are number 1 and number 2, or you can put 2 and 1, however the hell you want to do it.
No,
okay?
MJ's 1.
I'm just saying, like Pat Riley said, if I got to have a bucket give me MJ. If my life depended on it, give me Larry Bird. Okay, that's what he said. So,
Okay.
I've watched Larry Bird play enough that I would know. KD, he led the league in game-winning, game-tying shots 4 years in a row.
Yeah,
So,
you can't
that's that.
dispute that.
Jerry West, he was Mr. Clutch. That's his nickname. So, your nickname is Mr. Clutch. How do you argue that? Kareem, I just saw the big fella just kill people over and over and over and over with that skyhook. Because you know it's coming, and you know there ain't a damn thing you can do about it.
Right.
Then I have Kobe and SGA, and the reason why I have Kobe in there is because of his defense down the stretch and what he can do defensively. That's why I had Kobe in there. And then, of course, Steph at number 8, and I put him in there mainly because of what he did in the playoffs. I mean, what he did in the Olympics and his stretch run the last
Dude, Steph is.
7-8 years. But before that, it was more Clay than him.
Yeah, but Steph is. He's just.
No, I understand that, but I'm just saying. And then Dame, like I said, I have him in it. And then Reggie Miller is just Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller.
That I can think about. Dame's got, 2 series-winning shots, does he not? One against Oklahoma City and one against Houston, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's not just game-winning shots, like series-winning shots.
Possibly. I haven't watched it enough.
He definitely got the one against Oklahoma City. You remember that one?
I remember that one. Let's take a break.
Thank you. Thank you, by the way, because we traded Paul George.
Yes, which we talked about the other day. SRB, if you need for engineering, surveying, and planning, hit our guys up over there. They love to take care of you. And the thing I love about them, if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, they will make sure you have clean drinking water. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit these guys up. They love to take care of you and take care of any needs that you might have. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank that makes things happen.
Yes, they are. They're an equal housing lender, a member of the FDIC, proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com, or go into one of their 5 locations, the main bank at 401 Elm, which is where Nathan is at, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and US 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road, the YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, right in front of the hospital. Cannot miss it. And then YNB Peoples, located in Bethany on 23rd, between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then my favorite stuff, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760. Like I said, bro, I got some cologne for you. Now, we will be there on Thursday, if it doesn't rain again.
This Thursday?
Yeah, if it doesn't rain again.
Oh, you're going to be at the House of Creed. I thought you meant here.
No, the House of Creed on Thursday.
Gotcha.
So if it doesn't rain again, but it probably will, at the Penn Square location, the Dillard's right there. So that's where we'll be. But anyway, Nathan, so that's my list of the team, of the guys, of the top.
What about George Gervin? I didn't ever watch him.
The Iceman, he was just
so
so.
Iceman, the nickname Iceman.
I know, but it's because of just the way he played, man. He was just cold.
I watched that. Have you seen that? I don't know if it's a 30 by 30 or a Basketball Stories or something on NBA TV. It was about him, and
dude,
wow.
The finger roll, bro.
A little pull-up jump shot he had.
Oh, mid-range, nasty.
Yeah.
But
I didn't know that he played with MJ his last year. I didn't know that.
Yeah. And he was, dude, he once again, the ABA, which they merged with the NBA. Mm-hmm. All the players that were in the ABA they had been playing against if the NBA and ABA had merged years before. But, of course, that was back when the owners did not want those type of players in the league, in the NBA. Those type of players. They did not want those type of players.
They didn't want the best players.
They did not want those type of players in there. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But anyway, so that really, to me, you had Artis Gilmore, you had Dr. J, you had Gervin, you had Dan Issel, who played for played for Denver Nuggets. David Thompson, dude, there were so many great players that were in the ABA that ended up playing great in the NBA, but they were older by the time they got there to the NBA.
Right.
But there were some really great players. And it's like a lot of these guys, like on my list, I can't throw out the old dudes. You know what I'm saying? And that's like I was telling Angel, put the players that you saw.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have a problem. I mean, you ain't hurting my feelings. You know? It don't matter if you didn't see Jerry West play, you didn't see Pete Maravich play. People don't, like, they put up the greatest passers in the league and ball handlers. Nobody includes him. You're crazy.
Yeah,
You're crazy.
Ooh.
You're crazy.
He was doing stuff before they even knew how to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, Nathan, and that's the problem with doing stuff like this. You know, it's all subjective. And like for me, you know, granted, you know, having Kobe and having these guys in there, you know, and like having SGA versus, you know, it's all subjective, and it's my opinion. And everybody should have their own opinion.
Here's
Let me see. Angel says, Nathan, he literally just found out about David Thompson right before this. Dude, David Thompson, he's the only person I know who took a quarter off the top of the backboard.
He did what?
Took a quarter off the top of the backboard.
Holy Moses. How high a vertical you have to do that?
50.
Oh, my God.
Because I could jump, I could get my knuckles above the top of the square.
All right.
That's as high as I could ever jump, was my knuckles.
Top of the square or top of the backboard?
Top of the square.
Top of
The square
Oh,
right
God.
above the rim. I could get from my knuckles above. That's the highest I've ever got. Jumping over there. So, you know, but it's like in the, you know, slam dunk contest and stuff like that, like my slam dunk contest ball that I won. My kids go, "What did you win?" I go, "I did the double tap off the backboard to win." They were like, "You did what?" I go, "I tapped it off the backboard twice and then turned and dunked." That's how I won every dunk contest. That was my signature dunk.
The double, I don't know how I might have to look that up because I don't know. I can't really know if I can't picture what you're saying.
Okay, you jump up and you tap the backboard once, and then you tap the backboard again. Then you turn and dunk.
Okay. In the same jump?
Yes.
Holy crap, man.
And I saw this guy from Booker T. Washington in a dunk contest. I think it was my freshman year in high school or sophomore year we played Booker T. And he did 3. I never could get 3. I never could get the third one. Never could get the third one. Never could get the third tap. So I just did 2.
I'm gonna see if I can see a video of this.
You can't, there's no videos of that, bro.
Well, no, I'm just talking about, I just typed in double tap dunks just to kind of see what they look
it's
like.
a double tap off the backboard. But anyway, Nathan, go ahead and ask your question.
I don't remember where I was going, man. Oh, no, I was going to say, to me, it doesn't matter what year, and I say this all the time. People probably get tired of it, but I don't care what era you come from. There's no dispute. Anybody that doesn't have Michael Jordan as the number one player ever, it just doesn't know basketball.
Okay, but you got to remember, though, LeBron fans are fanatical.
Well, they just don't know basketball.
No, they what LeBron has done, LeBron is great at changing the narrative. It's like, well, you know, I'm not chasing rings. Well, if you're not chasing rings, why did you leave Cleveland to go join Miami? So you could get rings. Then you come back and you win a ring, and then you say, well, you know, that makes me the greatest player of all time now that I've won a championship. Okay. Then you come back out and you say the championships don't matter and that players shouldn't be judged by whether they won a championship or not. Nobody's ever said Allen Iverson wasn't great AI because he didn't win a championship. I've never heard that. No one's ever said Charles Barkley wasn't great because he didn't win a championship. Nobody's ever going to say that.
Yeah.
So I
like
just
Dan Marino. I mean, Dan Marino was. I mean, he was amazing, but just because he didn't win a ring doesn't mean he's not good.
Angel says they call them bronze sexuals for a reason.
Oh my God, dude! I'm sorry. Like those guys. I mean, they're like no offense, they're like Lakers fans. You know what I mean? I mean,
No.
like, well.
I'm a Laker fan, or was. I will be again. I will be once he's gone. But right now, I'm not a Laker fan. When he's gone, I will be again.
How about just bandwagon fans altogether?
Now that's yes. But you know, people are fans of players. Like I don't have an NFL team, but I'm a fan of Mahomes. Okay, I'm a fan
God, that
I'm a
dude is
fan
so
of,
good.
but I'm a fan of Josh Allen. I'm a fan of Lamar. I'm a fan of Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of
Yeah,
players
no,
when it
for
comes
sure.
to football. I don't have a football team, which is the only a sport I do not have a team in. Is football.
See, that's the thing. I didn't have a team in the NBA until the Thunder came. I just liked a bunch of guys. Like I was a big Shaq fan. I was a big Jordan fan. I wasn't a Kobe fan, but I respected how good he was.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, here you go.
you know, but
Hey, Alex says LeBron is the best young player, best prime player, and best old player. GOAT.
what are you talking about?
I don't know. Nathan, and Angel, this is how I've always said it. The best player of all time is Michael Jordan. The most skilled player is Kobe. The best all-around player is LeBron. He takes Magic Johnson's place.
I mean, I guess.
Now, if you want to change that and put LeBron as the best skilled because of his passing and everything, fine. And put Kobe as the best all-around because of his defense and his offense and everything, that's fine too. Okay?
See, to me, there's a flaw with LeBron's game because he only plays defense when he wants to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Kobe always played defense,
Well,
and
yeah.
Michael always
played-
played defense.
Well, this is how I put it, Nathan. Michael was feared.
Oh my
LeBron
God,
is
was he?
respected.
Yeah.
That's the easiest way to put
I'll
it.
go with that.
LeBron didn't fear anybody. They respect him. But you don't see people jumping. Michael Jordan, they feared him. You run your mouth to him, he gonna embarrass you. LeBron, nobody's worried about LeBron embarrassing them. So so Alex, that's how I put it. LeBron is feared. Just respected. Michael was feared. Go ahead. Sorry, Nathan.
I was telling you the other night that I was watching The Last Dance again,
Uh-huh.
and I get to the point where they have practice. Steve Kerr joins the team.
Oh.
He has practice, and Michael punches him out in the first practice.
And then apologizes to him. Picks on his mom.
That's hilarious, though, man. It was funny.
Well, hold on. Angel says Bill Russell and Wilt need more respect. I think they're just as good in the league. Okay, Angel, here's my top 10. Both of them in my top 10. I've got Michael. I've got Kareem. I've got Wilt. I've got Magic. I've got Kobe. I've got LeBron. I've got Larry Bird. I've got Dr. J. I have Bill Russell and Tim Duncan.
Is that in order?
Yep.
All right.
That's my top 10 of all time, right there.
I think the issue I have again with some of those guys, and again, it's very hard to do, but to me, the only guys that ever played 100% on both sides of the ball every single second were Michael and Kobe.
Michael and Kobe, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
And so
Tim Duncan.
To me,
Tim Duncan.
Tim.
No,
he
Tim
just
Duncan.
wasn't-
You don't
he
get
wasn't as good as those guys.
but you don't get 10 all NBA defensive teams if you ain't playing
No,
defense.
I agree. But he's not as good as those other two.
Okay. Here's your question. Here's what Alex says. He says 2016 makes him the GOAT because Jordan never had to go against a 73-win team.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Let me stop you right there, Alex.
Yes.
The
please,
only
please.
reason they won the 2016 championship is because Draymond got suspended for Game 5. That's it.
Well, not to mention,
They
he
had
made
beat-
the go-ahead shot. It wasn't LeBron.
Well, but I'm just saying, it was Kyrie. But I'm just telling you right now, they would have beat them 4-1 had he not been suspended. Nobody, you're gonna be what do they call them? Bronze sexuals, whatever. That's a fact. Nobody's gonna tell you that if he doesn't get suspended, they beat them 4-1. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro.
I think the John Stockton
by the way-
and Karl Malone teams could have beat both of those.
Yeah. By the way, Angel says Jordan was the 70-win team.
Yeah, that's right.
He didn't have to go against it. He was a 70-win team. But Alex, I understand your point, Alex. But all I'm saying is they don't beat the Warriors if he doesn't go out in Game 5. That's a fact.
Well, to me,
They had beaten
it's
them by
not even
23 other times, and they were going to be playing at home. They were going to smoke them again. Go ahead, Nathan.
I was going to say, to me, it's not even close. Like, I mean, as much as I like Kobe, I think LeBron is closer to Kobe than he is Jordan. It's not
Yeah.
even close.
Kobe is the problem with Kobe is the reason why Kobe don't get respect is because Kobe. Let me see. Jordan's always had in better supporting cast. Huh?
No? What?
What?
Seriously?
Okay,
Wow.
Alex. I
Really? LeBron had D Wade, Chris Bosh,
Okay.
Kyrie Irving. I mean, what? Anthony Davis. I mean,
Okay, he goes. But you can pick straws like this about any series. No, I can't.
no, no, you can't. Not even close.
I can't.
3-9 in the finals. That says it all. Or what is it? Is it 4-9? Something like that.
Well, this stat right here blew me away that I saw between Kobe, Michael, and LeBron. I was like, wait, what? I had to read that again. Okay. And it was this stat I was like, wow, that is something crazy to me, something I would never even consider if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Because when I saw this, I was like, oh my God. It's got Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron stats in championship games as far as Olympics, as far as NBA, and as far as college. And
Okay.
LeBron's stats in game-winning series or championships, which is the
Like
Olympics,
closeout, elimination
which is Olympics, which is it was Olympics, and it was college, which of course Kobe and LeBron did not play in college.
Right.
Where is it? I'm sorry, guys. I wish I had it right here in front of me, but it was something that was staggering. I went, oh shit. Okay, well that ends all discussions when it comes to those three. It was.
I just
Go
don't
ahead,
get
Nathan.
it because every list you talk about, every single list, doesn't matter what it is, every single list we mention, oh, SGA did this, oh, SGA, oh, so and so. Guess who else did it? Michael Jordan, like a bazillion times.
LeBron has the overall stats. There's just no question that
Well,
he
yes,
is.
because he played for long.
But he was now to Alex's defense. LeBron was dominant over a longer period of time. There's no
Because he
question.
played
That's not
longer.
even because he played longer, but he was still dominant and still is dominant. I'm not
bet
going to
you
take
if you-
that away from him.
I bet if you took 14 of his best seasons, whatever 14 best seasons he had,
Okay,
they weren't
okay,
even,
Alex.
they weren't
Okay,
even close.
hold on, Nathan. I just found it. Okay, here you go. Here you go, Alex. This is in championship play. Championship play. This is NBA Finals. This is Olympic Games. This is Pan American Games and FIBA Championships. And this is NCAA Championships, okay? Michael is the only one that won a chip because he's the only one that played college, right?
Sure.
in the Pan American Games and the FIBA Championships, Jordan has 2 goals. Kobe has 1 goal. LeBron has a bronze and a gold. In Olympic Games, Michael has 2 goals. Kobe has 2 goals. LeBron has a bronze with 2 goals. In championship finals and NBA finals, Michael has 6. Kobe has 5. LeBron has 4. Michael is 11-0. 11-0. Kobe is 8-2, and LeBron is 7-8.
In elimination games.
No, we're talking about championship place in those
Oh,
all those
okay.
things. He's 7-8.
Okay.
So now he has averages and all that. If you want to do statistics, LeBron is the GOAT when it comes to statistics. There's no question about that. I'm not even arguing
He played
that.
so long, man.
I'm not arguing that. LeBron has been the most consistent player as far as points to all of that. I'm not arguing that. I'm talking about pure as far as GOAT. It means the greatest of all time, not stats. It means when the game is on the line, when you got to make a play, when you got to win the chip, when everything's, where are you then? He doesn't exist when it comes to that. So, let me see. And that's just me, Alex. I get your point, but you can't argue things except LeBron is one on the. It's like to me with Tom Brady argument. What you do is you put the amount of time that somebody played against the amount of time somebody played. Because today's deal doesn't count because you can't hit them, you can't this, you can't that. It's not the same playing field. So you take the 13 years that they played, or 14, whatever years, and you match it. And then you say, okay, at these particular points of your career, what are your stats compared to that person's? And that's how I measure Tom Brady. Now, Tom Brady is the greatest winner in football, 100%. He's the greatest winner. He is. He's got 7. He's the greatest winner. But Tom Brady is not playing 20 years when he's 44 if he was playing in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. He's not playing 20 years. He's not.
I love Tom Brady, but you're right.
He's not. So I'm not going to give Tom Brady that pass. Think about this. Think about if Joe Montana couldn't get hit. Think about if Bart Starr couldn't get hit. Think about if
Joe Namath.
Joe Namath. If you think about Elway, you go down the list. They couldn't get touched, but they were getting their heads taken off. They're getting hit so hard that their face masks were coming out of the back of their head. Can't do that today. So I don't count anything with any player today. I go, let me take the number of years that person played back then, and why is it that? And to me, it's not okay. Hold on. He just asked me. He goes, "Why isn't Bill Russell the GOAT?" Bill Russell is in my top 10, bro. He's number 9. He's the greatest winner. But he played in an era when there was only, 14, 12 teams? That's it?
To me, it just in the NBA Finals, it was game 5, I think. I don't remember. 96, no, 97, game 5, 97, or maybe 98. If LeBron gets food poisoning,
he don't play.
He don't play.
He don't play. And
Michael went out there and won the game for him.
Yeah, and this is my final point. This is my final point to all of it. I say, listen, here's the deal. LeBron is all about, he's changed what the NBA is. It's gone from where it used to be when it first started. People don't even play in the All-Star games because of him, because he's changed. Man, let's not go out here and get hurt. We got to keep our brand. It's nonsense. And that's why I love what they did, putting the international players against the Americans. You better bring your ass out and play this time, LeBron. Because if you think that Wemby, SGA, Jokic, Giannis aren't going to try to take y'all head off? Who is it, Nathan? It's Wemby, it's SGA, Luka, Giannis, Jokic, and Wemby.
Oh, God.
If you think they're not going to take the Americans, try to take the Americans' head off, you think y'all go ahead and y'all play soft. We ain't doing that. We're going to play defense on you, and we're going to try to bust your ass.
Dude,
the All-Star game's going to go back to where it should be.
That doesn't only just put them as good basketball players, it puts them as national heroes if they beat the Americans.
Yeah. I mean, you think they're coming at them. That All-Star game, and I said this before, hey, bring them, let's see what happens. I bet you they changed their minds. But here's my thing with LeBron. Bro, you disappeared in the NBA Finals against the Mavericks. You were nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. You can't be the GOAT and you nowhere to be found in the NBA Finals. Then against San Antonio, had it not been for Ray Allen and not been for Tim Duncan being off the court, you get beat that series too. And let's not talk about the series against Golden State. But you disappeared in the biggest moment of your career, of your sports moments. You were nowhere to be found. How the hell are you the GOAT and you disappear in the biggest moment of your team, of your sport? Nowhere to be found. You can't run away from that. You can't argue that. You can't come up with an excuse for that. You were oh yes you can. Oh, he was young. Okay. That's what you're coming to. GOATs ain't young. Bill Russell was always ready. And I'm going to tell you how great Bill Russell was. He won back-to-back NCAA titles in 54 and 55 or 55 and 56, whatever it was. He won back-to-back. And do you know that he wasn't even the California Player of the Year in the California state of California? Did you know that, Nathan?
No, I did not know that.
They had a white dude. They had a white dude. A white dude. This guy wins back-to-back championship. They have a white dude as the come on, man. What are you talking about? He wasn't even a California High School Player of the Year. I mean, a California Player of the Year. Come on, man. So I don't want to hear about all the nonsense, Alex. Okay? I was young when I saw Bill Russell. He was a monster, bro. He dominated Wilt Chamberlain, who was arguably next to Shaq, the two most dominant centers in the history of the game. And my problem with Shaq not being one of my top dominant centers, he quit and didn't do it long enough. And he will tell you that too. He wasn't committed.
Hey, the guy you're speaking of would be Fred Crabtree.
Yes, Fred Crabtree. Yes, that's who won it.
Oh my God!
How can you pick Fred? Are you kidding me? That's straight up racism, bro. Straight up.
Yeah.
Straight up. Come on now. So I'm telling you how great Bill Russell was. But he was in a time that they didn't play. There wasn't enough teams. And guess what? How many black players did Red Auerbach have? I don't know if you've been to Boston. Boston ain't the most racial friendly place in the world to be in, bro.
No,
I can promise you that. But he did what he was there to win for the Celtics, not for Boston. He'll tell you, he said that in his memoir. I wasn't there for Boston. I was there for the team. I wasn't there for the city because of the way they treated him. Putting shit feces all over his walls in his house. I mean, really? Peeing all over his stuff. Really? So Bill Russell went through something that most people did not go through. So let's not talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, throw Hank Aaron in that message too.
Yeah. I mean,
Jackie Robinson.
I'm just telling
anybody.
you, people don't have any idea what it's like when you're playing in Oklahoma and you're 11 years old and your parents aren't allowed to come to your game because it's a white-only gym.
This was you?
Me.
Seriously? In the 70s?
Weren't allowed to come to my game because it was a white-only gym. You weren't allowed to come. Black people, yes, the 70s, bro, 71.
Late 70s?
This is 1971.
God.
So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, bro.
Wow.
I don't want to hear that nonsense. Man. I'm sorry. I didn't bring stuff. I'm sorry. I got a little fired up. Anyway, that stuff, people don't.
70?
Yeah, 71.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
So we were playing at we had played the Boys and Girls Club, which was downtown at that time, right across from the post office. The main post office was downtown on 5th Street, I believe is what it was. And we played at the Boys and Girls Club was right there. They were allowed to come to our games, and that's where we played. But we were not allowed to go to that one particular gym on the west side of Oklahoma City. And that's the first time I got called words that I never heard of. And I'm going to tell you this story. I'm crying. Only time we ever lost, the whole time we lost to this team. Only time. I come home to my parents' house. I'm crying. My mom sends me into my room to see my dad. When my dad worked at this place, when my dad came home, you didn't talk to my dad. He came home, eat his dinner. He had, he had his Curtis Matthews his TV up there. Hey, you didn't talk to my dad. You know what I'm saying? He had his chair, he had his TV tray. Hey, my dad ate dinner. He read the evening paper. You didn't talk to my dad. You let him come home, you let him eat, and then let him take his shot. You know what I'm saying? Let him read his paper. Then he had to decompose because of what he went through at work. I came home crying, and he goes, "Boy, what's wrong with you?" And he pulled the paper back. "Boy, what's wrong with you?" And I told him they called me da-da-da-da. And he goes, "Are any of those your name?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "Well, clearly they weren't talking to you." Where went, boop, and popped the paper back up and kept reading. I was like, never forgot that. So when we played at other gyms and people would call me names, I just laugh because you ain't talking to me, man, whatever. So I don't want to hear all the nonsense. Just saying. Sorry. Anyway. Yeah, so the angel says his grandpa. So I'm just saying, racism is something. It is what it is. Okay?
Dude, it's good for people to hear those stories.
It is what it is.
I know a lot of people don't, they hear about it, but they don't actually know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Nathan, I don't talk about stuff like that, as you know.
I know you don't. Because
I don't talk about stuff.
You're a non-excuse guy. It's what you are. But, I mean, people need to know this stuff, though. I mean, to me, I don't know. It's just horrible.
Yeah, it is, but I'm just saying, so I look at what these guys went through, and Bill Russell was at a different time. I can't really count him. But if you want to count rings, if you want to say that, then he's the GOAT. If you count rings, he's the GOAT. That's why I don't count Tom Brady as the GOAT just because he has rings. I don't count him as the GOAT. He ain't my GOAT.
No.
I can't call him the greatest football player of all time. Quarterback, winning, yes. If you want to give him that, yes.
I mean, he's probably top 3 quarterbacks, though, right?
He's top 4 or 5. Yes, it would be him. It would be Mahomes.
Staubach,
It would be
Mahomes,
Joe Montana.
What about Bradshaw?
Terry to me was okay, but he had 2 Hall of Fame wide receivers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
And 3 Hall of Famers on his offensive line or 2.
True.
So and a Hall of Fame running back.
So who are you
and
going number 1 then? Number 1 quarterback of all time. Who is it for you?
Probably Joe Montana.
Yeah, same here. Of course, you could argue he had the number one receiver of all time.
Well, he did, but he had no Hall of Famers. Maybe 1 offensive lineman. He had him. That's it. Now defensively, I don't think Roger Craig is a Hall of Famer. He should be. If Roger Craig is not, but defensively they were just ridiculous.
Yeah, they were.
They were ridiculous. But that being said, my thing is this. That's everybody has their opinion, just like everybody has their opinion on the top of all time. You know what I'm saying? What I said, clutch of all time. But at least in my clutch, I had good reasons why I put people the way I put them, and why I did not have people in there. And this is why. Did I struggle with it? Yes. Did I want to put somebody in there? Yes. Like Robert Horry was number 11 for me, Nathan. I was like, I had him in there, I took him out.
Well, for me, Matt, it's simple. I mean, if you have ever not only won a championship let me rephrase it, an NBA Finals game. If you've ever won an NBA Finals game with a last shot or assisted on a last shot multiple times and won that championship, I don't see how you can argue it.
Yeah, but what I did is, Nathan, I did multiple, not one time. I did over a career.
I'm talking about Michael. I'm talking about Michael, by the way.
Oh yeah. There's no question he'd have won. But like I said, it's like Pat Riley said. If I wanted to win a game, I want Jordan. If my life depended on that, I want the white boy. I'm sorry. I want Larry Bird. That's who I want. If I got my choice, and I'm like, man, I gotta have this 3. Give me Bird. I'm gonna say the same thing. Give me Bird.
Okay. No, you're gonna say give me the white boy.
Let me see. Okay, here he wants to see my clutch list. Okay, Alex, let me pull my clutch list back up here. Let me see. Oh wait, where is it? That's my Thunder playoff game thing that we won. Oh, here it is. Here it is, Alex. Here you go. That's my top 10 clutch players of all time. What was it? Here, Alex, is mine. And I like I said, Nathan, when I do my deal, this is who I got in there, and it's everybody can have their. I mean, Reggie Miller, dude, Dame, Steph, SG and Kobe. Like I said with Kobe, and the guy came up, whoever was had a great comment about Kobe, and I had to explain why I had Kobe in there, and they had go, oh, okay, I'll see it that way. I mean, he might give in the game 7 against the Celtics, couldn't score, but what did he do? Steals, block shots, deflections, assists.
Well, he didn't win this series, but he won the only game that they had.
They needed to win.
What was it? No, was it in the 03 series against Detroit? Was it 04? I don't remember, but he didn't. They didn't win that series, but he won a game on a last-second three-pointer.
Yeah,
game.
That was against Detroit.
Yeah, that Detroit team, man, they were good.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I said big shot, Chauncey Billups. I had him in there.
Oh yeah, Chauncey Billups, man, he was.
But he's not. But I had him on my alternate, my honorable mention.
Yeah, he's great.
He was pretty good, bro. Mm-hmm. He was pretty good. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So this is my list.
Was he Chris Paul before Chris Paul was Chris Paul?
Well, to me, Chris Paul wasn't Chris. No. Chauncey was way different than Chris Paul. Chris Paul was a throwback point guard. Is what he was. He's more like Halliburton is more of a Chris Paul. He's a throwback. You know what I mean?
I noticed nowhere in this conversations that we've had at all today we've ever mentioned Russell Westbrook.
Okay, Kobe disappeared against Phoenix in 2006 during the Game 7. He had a horrible series in Game 6. I agree with that.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing
but Alex,
about KD.
Yeah, he did. KD had a bad game too, but I'm saying over a career, And the reason, Alex, once again, you missed the discussion. The reason why I have Kobe in there is because Game 7 in 2011 against Boston, he had a horrible shooting night against Boston. But because of his defense, block shots, steals, deflections on hands on balls, because of what he did, they won Game 7 without him scoring. That's why I have him in there clutch-wise, Alex. That's why I have him in there.
I'm supposed to tell you that Kelly Avenue can kick your butt.
No, I know who that was. I know who that was. Kelly Avenue Baptist Church is who they were, and they were they were the all-white team, and I believe their colors were. I want to say they were red and white too. I want to say they were red and white for some reason. Ask Randy if they were red and white. The commander. I think they were red and white. I think they were either red and white or yellow or green. They were green, yellow, or red.
We had half Indy.
Hey, was Lindy Waters' dad on that team?
Yeah, Lindy Waters' dad.
I think he just hung up on me.
Unbelievable. I'm pretty sure
he didn't hang up on me. Yes.
No, Lindy Water. They were all white team back then, bro.
Okay. Well, Randy's telling me different, so that's what I'm supposed to.
They were not. They had no Indians on their team. He's full of crap.
Gold and blue.
No, gold and blue. Okay. I figured he would remember that.
No, half Indy.
He says they were half Native Americans. As well.
Okay. How was it? So, what does he think of the list?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, did you hear his clutch list? What'd you think of his clutch list?
Touch list. I would put KD up that high. West would be higher. Green would be above him.
I almost
Green
did that.
would be higher. West would be higher.
KD about 8.
KD would be about 8.
Oh, put him that low. Well, the reason why I had KD in there, he had 4 straight years of game-winning, game-tying clutch shots in the NBA.
I agree with you, man. When he played for the Thunder, he was definitely a good shot.
Let me see. Alex says LeBron has the most clutch time field goals and highest efficiency in history. Westbrook actually is a top 3 in clutch points. Westbrook has the worst plus minus in the history of the game. You had a good argument till you brought up Westbrook, bro. He's the worst. He's the worst clutch plus minus player in history in the NBA, bro. You made a mistake right there. You lost me. But anyway, yeah, that's my list. And I just had to put KD in there, but I'm agree with you, Randy. I really wanted to put Jerry West, but I didn't want to have all the old dudes in there, Larry Bird, Jerry West, and Kareem back to back to back. That's why I didn't do it. I want to throw a young blood in there. But that's why I did it the way I did it. Why does he got to bring that up like that?
I don't know, man. But hey, I got something for you and Randy next time you're here.
Okay.
I got a surprise for both of y'all.
Oh, that's scary. I don't even want to know.
Yeah,
that.
y'all aren't gonna like it either. I got to keep it a surprise though. It's a Russell Westbrook shirt. It's exactly what it is.
Oh, well, then that shit. No, that shit will be left
Westbrook,
right where.
Number 42.
You're such an ass. You're making me curse on air, man. I got to get out of here. I got to go to the gym, man. We've got games tonight. I got to get out of here. I'm tired of talking.
Why you got to say you got to get out of here right as soon as we talk about that?
Well, because I got to go to the gym, man. We got games tonight. I got to work till 10. So I don't want to hear while y'all are relaxing. I'll be working.
Makes you feel any better, I'll be at home in my chair.
Watching. Hey, what time's the game tonight, Randy? 6 or 7?
Dude, he left, but I think
it's a 6.
Those things are so boring, and I used to love watching those things.
Well, only watching them for Topic and
Mitchell.
Yeah, Mitchell is just a man among boys.
Yeah, he's good. Hey, what's his name? The guy for.
It's at 8 o'clock tonight. It's at 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh yeah, I'll probably watch.
Oh God,
I don't know. I got through the first half, but after that, it's kind of like.
That's a late game. What is our plus? What is our? Are we favored tonight? We were not favored last night. I was saying on the air yesterday. I can't remember the last time we weren't favored in a game.
That is, that's a good question.
It was a long time.
Yeah, it was.
What was it? Game 3 against Minnesota. I think we were favored almost every playoff game. I don't know if a game we were not favored. Maybe against Denver.
Yeah,
maybe
because we were favored against Indiana in every single game, even on their own court. Let's see. They don't have it. They don't have the odds on these summer league games.
Yeah, they do.
Do they somewhere?
Just do Thunder Jazz odds. Okay. July 8th. And it'll pop up. Because
Yep, Utah. Let's see, Utah -3.
so the Jazz are
Oklahoma City
favorite.
Plus. Yeah. Yep.
It's so funny is Nathan. What's the over under? Because last night it was 177 was the over under, and
Over under's 162.
Yeah. The last time we played the Sixers, I looked it up. We were -9 point favorites, and the over under was 227.5. And last night we were +5.5. Over under 177.5 last night.
Good Lord.
The difference between summer league and the league.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. All right, brother. Appreciate you. I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to work. Appreciate you. Everybody,
right,
by the way, everybody, thank you for your. I'm interested to see what my Facebook guys are gonna be like. I told them to come on Facebook Live and do your posts. We'll see what it's gonna be like. See how the crazies beat up my list. We'll see how that works. But everybody
don't
else,
forget, July 24th would be the next. No, sorry. Are you coming on the 31st or the 24th?
hold on. It would be the 31st, I think.
31st? Okay. All right. I got something for you guys on the 31st.
I'm scared.
Yeah. Well, I might get fired that day. We'll just say it that way.
Everybody else, y'all have a fantastic day. I'm done with Nathan. Y'all have a fantastic day. Go hit some golf balls. While it's nice and cool outside, well, no, it's not. The sun is back out. So y'all go out and have a good time and enjoy yourself. Have a good one. Peace out. Guess what? 2025 World Champions, Oklahoma City Thunder.